Oh.
Please, blah, 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 blah. Please let us know in the chat room if you can hear us.
That would only be Chris. You're the only one that can. That's directed towards. I'm sorry, we've already put him to sleep. Okay, great. Oh, poor Chris. Yes, sir. He hears you. Okay.
We're good.
Oh, Mr. Mike's with us also.
All right, play that beautiful band music.
Play that beautiful beat footage.
Hi.
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 Hi, Doctor.
Hi.
Hi. Nice.
Oh.
Daddy, you're yelling again.
Look at Eiffel Tower, stupid.
Yeah.
No, fuck your opening.
There's some hope on it. It's really bad idea not to talk about those things and not to really have some kind of dialogue about what's going on.
Whatever shall we talk about?
Hi, and welcome to Pokin It with a Stick podcast for May 26, 2018. Hi.
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 This is our last live show for the summer until after the summer.
Aww.
Well, no Pride 48 weekend event, huh?
Oh,
yeah. He's turned into Granny. He's pooped out.
Ran out of steam.
Aw, poor
I
Gavin.
pooped in the back of your car.
Oh. Oh well. It just won't be the same. In fact, maybe we'll just have an hour of silence and say that that Poke It with a Stick is coming up next, and then everybody will go, "Oh, Gavin fucked it up."
I don't want them to confuse me with your show.
How dare you?
That would only be 20 minutes.
Right.
Once it goes past 20 minutes, it'll be, it's Gavin. Okay.
Oh, right. Jim, are you taking a little nap there?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Maybe he's working on porn. What's the theme?
Well, since this is the end of maybe we should have it be ends.
Endings.
Happy endings.
Happy endings. There you go.
Most definitely happy endings.
Happy endings. So there's your porn theme.
Run with it.
That could be.
They usually do.
That could be any way you want to.
Right. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Copy has already posted something.
Well, I just wanted to put a big old lob in there.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a big old lob. That's not a happy ending, but it's the beginning of a happy ending.
Right.
There you
go. As seen in past weeks, nobody ever minds a bunch of big dicks. So
right. Oh,
that's just a constant underlying theme.
Right.
The name of the show is.
Oh, Jim, you brought roses.
That's a happy.
Why is his taint so large? Like, there's like a whole lot of room. His ass and his balls.
Huh. Is that going to be the title of the show? Why is his taint so large?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not something I typically hear about. Is large taints.
Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by royalty this evening, Mr. Ed Gong.
Oh, excellent.
Oh,
how the hell are you, Ed?
Ed, the porn theme is happy endings.
Mm-hmm. Or large taints, I guess.
And evidently large taints.
And I would write down the show, except for somebody took my pen.
Oh.
You want me to write it down here? I have a pen.
Yeah.
As in somebody is Jim.
Okay. No.
Write down taint displacement.
Copy? That guy didn't quite make it to the urinal there, did he?
Not exactly.
Oh, he
close enough.
Well,
good long shoot going on there.
Yeah. Jay, how are you?
Oh, doing good. I've been busy.
What have you been busy doing?
Well, we did something fun. Like I've done cleaning around here, and I'll tell you about my cider brewing
boy,
project.
that sounds great fun. Okay.
Yeah, but last weekend we did something fun. We went to a Pink concert.
Oh,
and oh my gosh, if any of you guys ever get the chance to see her, she is spectacular. Probably the best vocalist I have ever seen. And just an amazing, Martin said, amazing show. I mean, she's suspended from wires and she's, belting out, "So What, I Got My Rock Moves," as she's flipping and cartwheeling over the entire arena.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it was, I mean, her songs are full on rock, songs.
Right.
And she is so powerful as a vocalist. A lot of her songs, I think it'd be hard to do just standing on a stage, and she's doing them, dangling from wires, and she had all kinds of fantastic stuff she was doing. There was a guy on wires as well up there, and he's laid out with his back facing down, so he's like horizontal, suspended, and he's got one of her feet like jammed in between his thighs, and she's dangling, and they're spinning, and that's the only thing that's attaching her to anything is her foot jammed between this guy's thighs.
That's hot.
Yeah.
That's
no,
fun.
it was
terrifying.
Yeah. It is amazing, terrifying. There was pyrotechnics. And just vocally, she was incredible, like stunning, and very obviously not, pre-recorded or any kind of track. Her band does all the backup singing, which is really cool, because you don't always see that. Like I've seen plenty of pop concerts where the backing track is, canned.
Right.
But this was truly spectacular. She knows how to put on a show, and it's a good old fashioned rock and roll concert too.
Now, can I ask a question? What does it cost to go to a concert like that? I don't have any idea.
This one, she was actually not, or I feel like it was not bad at $185.
Oh.
Yeah, they are expensive now, but I know compared to some of the others we've seen recently, we saw Lady Gaga and Katy Perry, and they were both right or just over $300.
Oh my Lord!
Yeah, per ticket. Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah, it is.
What about
You're right.
What about up in the nosebleed section?
You can do better price wise. So I think up in the nosebleed section, you might be able to get away with in the $75 to $100 range.
All right, that seems
right. Yeah, I mean, there were, I want to say for Pink, the tickets may have been as low as like $46 to start, but usually pay $20 to $40 in fees, somewhere in that range. So like by the time you're done, you're up in the $75 range. And I know for Lady Gaga and Katy Perry, their
I don't
ticket
understand.
prices started at 60 something.
I don't understand that whole fee thing.
It's just a way for Ticketmaster to make money.
Yeah, I know. It's just, I mean, I remember when I was young, okay, we're going to go way back. I mean, when you had to go to a ticket counter to their, you know what I mean? Like people would be lined up outside of like, a ticket counter. And
I waited in line from super early in the morning one time to go to my first concert, which was a ZZ Top concert.
Oh, I saw them.
They were fantastic too.
Yeah.
But I waited in line, was there at like 2 a.m. or something. And, I think it was like $18 and the fees were like $2 or something. So
wow.
It was $20 for my ticket. And
I don't think I paid more than $25, and I saw them at Madison. Is it Madison Square Garden?
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him at the Cow Palace over in San Francisco. So,
Cow Palace.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And I was so young and so naive and didn't realize everybody was probably smoking, pot around me. So we left and we realized later we were probably all incredibly stoned. We were very hungry as we were driving back, so we stopped at a Denny's, and that was a whole adventure. We ended up leaving without even ordering food. So,
has anybody been to a Denny's recently?
No.
I was one in Florida.
It's been several years.
I was in one in Florida this past April, and man, the food was fucking nasty. I mean, like, I mean, I used to think that stuff was good when we growing up. We used to go after, when we were in high school. We were out on a Friday or a Saturday night. The night always ended in Denny's.
Right. Well, same for me, but it was fantastic because that's all you could get, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And you were there more to hang out with your friends than you were to. And I always ordered stuff that it's hard to ruin a grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah. Well, we always used to get the just like a burger and fries, but everybody in the dining room. Like the fights that would break out. Sometimes fist fights. Sometimes food fights.
I don't remember ever seeing that.
Oh, well. Should have been in New Jersey.
I guess so.
Yeah, that might have been a New Jersey thing.
Yeah.
The girls with the big hoop earrings. Here, hold my earrings.
Bitch. Anyway.
In Rochester, New York, where I used to go out all the time, there was a diner open 24 hours, and after the bars closed, that is where everyone went. Jay's Diner, and you could have anything. Just imagine, I don't get pancakes, eggs, meatloaf. I don't know what, but they had it, and you could order it, and everybody went to Jay's Diner.
Jay, why did you close the diner?
Yeah, I don't know. I was having a good time or drinking too much, and I don't remember that.
Well, I guess
we had a Jack's Diner in downtown Chico where I grew up, and it was kind of the same thing. It was definitely old school diner and diner food, and it was amazing and delicious, and especially at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Jim, the last time you went to the Denny's down there in Florida, was it at 3 a.m.?
No, actually, it was only probably about 5:30 in the evening.
Well, so that's why it wasn't so good.
Right.
Possibly. It was.
They must have the best cooks come in on the evening shift, the overnight.
That's probably it.
It was horrible. I mean, the food was horrible. The service was horrible. The only good thing about it was it was clean.
Okay.
That's at least a positive.
Yeah, but I mean, and the girl. Oh,
was the girl clean?
The girl was clean and very nice, but the service was horrible. I mean, oh God, it was horrible. I got what are those taco? What are those chips? The Cantina chips, nachos.
Nachos.
Yeah, we were gonna split a plate of those, and then get a bowl of soup and a sandwich. It was just horrible. Like they didn't have, we made an order and they didn't have anything. Like we had to. She took the order. It was like chicken noodle soup. Oh, we don't have any. Sorry.
And this was like 5:30 in the afternoon?
Yes. They had no chicken soup. How do they not have chicken soup?
I don't know.
You mean they can't heat up some water and add the powder to it to make their soup?
That's what she said. She said, the chef, he'll have to open up another can or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to do that.
We'll have beef and barley instead, or mini or something. It was horrible.
You know what? You don't have anymore. That used to be super popular everywhere. Salad bars.
Oh,
nobody has a salad bar anymore.
Oh, salad bar? No.
What the hell? Why would? I don't know. Maybe they just the business decided this is not a good way to do it. But
I remember like every steakhouse and every like pizza joint and sit down pizza joint, they all had salad bars.
Yeah.
They eat that at home nowadays, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. You would sit down and you would order, and then once you ordered, they would say, "Now help yourself to the salad bar."
Well, there's still some salad bars around, but you're right. They're not as many as there used to be.
They're not as common, yeah. And
Yeah.
we were laughing the other day. Somebody mentioned going to Wendy's, and they were like, "Oh, I remember they used to have a big salad bar."
Oh,
And it's like it didn't stick around for all that long, I don't think.
No.
'Cause I remember really enjoying it, but then everybody went to the pre-packaged, in a little clamshell plastic box, that you get your pre-packaged salad.
Oh yeah.
And it must be a lot less waste because I'm guessing keeping up the salad bar at a fast food joint is maybe not a cost-effective thing because it was very affordable and it was. It was a great salad bar.
Do you remember the salad? Anybody ever go to Bonanza?
Oh, I don't know what that is.
No, I don't think we have.
Well, it was a steakhouse. It was like there was
Like
the Ponderosa and the Western Sizzling. And
We had those.
Rustler Steakhouse.
Okay.
Back in the day, Ponderosa was king.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted what you thought was a good steak, you'd go to Ponderosa and they'd give you this, I don't know what, and you would think this is the greatest piece of steak I've ever eaten.
Well, you know where the salad bar is king nowadays?
I don't know.
Is the Golden Corral?
Golden Corral, yeah. I've never been to one.
Sure.
That's a great.
Well, that's the whole thing's a buffet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. My parents love the Golden Corral. We don't have them around here, but when they went on a trip once, about, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago, they stopped at every Golden Corral. They just
Well, and by the way, I just got an email. The Golden Corral will be serving breakfast on Memorial Day.
Of course they will.
So,
Yeah,
that gives
a
me.
few of them around here.
Ah.
They opened one right next to the bookstore.
oh well, there you go.
Up, didn't it?
The
No, right
bookstore
next-
closed up.
No, the Golden Corral next to it.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
Oh wow! And that means it only lasted like 2 years.
Is that Vladimir Putin sucking that dick, Ed Gong?
Oh, it sure looks like, doesn't it? With the Superman sticker on.
Hey, DJ Star Sage. Hi, DJ.
Hi, DJ.
Ouch.
Hello.
I'm in a position I can't even like reach my leg to scratch it.
What?
You scratched yourself?
It was my leg and I couldn't reach it.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, speaking of all this food, I have a question for Gavin and Jim because they posted something on Facebook and it was ribs of some sort, beef or pig or I don't know what.
Beef of pig. Okay.
Beef of pig. But my question is now, these are expensive and I don't really know how to do it. So I've never dared get a big rack of something like that because I really don't know what I'm doing. How do you prepare this stuff, Gavin and Jim?
That's Jim. I'll leave you in capable hands.
I defrost them if they're frozen.
Okay.
I open them up. I pull the silver skin off the back, which is the bone side. And any fat that I can pick off with my fingers, any fat, I pick it off.
That's so hot.
All right.
All right.
I'll cut off the bottom part so it's a St. Louis spare rib, St. Louis style, which is just the rib on one side and all that extra stuff is a separate piece of meat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
What do you do with the other piece of meat?
I cook that too. I just eat it separate from the bone,
Oh, okay.
the rib piece. I smoke it for 3 hours. I steam
Okay.
it for 2 hours, and then
Wait, start over again. Now, smoke it. What do you mean when you say I smoked it? What does that mean?
Okay, I put it on the grill, very low at 250 degrees, with a couple pieces of charcoal and wood chips, so it smokes.
Okay.
Smoked meat, like a smoked turkey or something like that. And I prefer hickory.
And you said that's like 3 hours.
3 hours.
Okay.
Or you could bake it for 3 hours, but it's very low, 250 degrees. And then when that's done, I wrap them in tin foil, bring them in, and I steam them in the oven, or I bake them again for at 250 degrees for 2 hours.
Okay.
And when that's done, I'll take them out and I'll let them rest. I won't unwrap them. I'll let them rest for about another hour.
And when you say rest, you mean they're just sitting there. They're not on any heat.
Right.
Okay.
But I don't unwrap them. I leave them stay. I let them stay in the tin foil.
All right.
And then after they rest for about an hour, I put them outside, back on the grill for an hour with barbecue sauce.
So the barbecue sauce only comes in that last hour.
Yeah.
Now you have in the past you've used to rub on them before.
Yeah, the rub I'm not that crazy about.
Yeah. I mean, most of it comes off anyway, doesn't it?
No, not really.
Oh.
It leaves a nice flavor on it.
And any particular barbecue sauce you like?
I like my own.
Okay.
I was going to say, you make a really good one, it sounds like.
Yeah, mine is pretty good, but it's very similar to Sweet Baby Ray. Is that what it is? Or Sweet Sugar Ray?
Sweet Baby Ray.
Sweet Baby Ray. It's very similar to his brown sugar and hickory, where mine is kind of more hickory and pepper.
Nom, 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 nom.
Yeah,
A little less sweet then, huh?
Yeah, less.
It's got a little more bite to it.
And now the experience of eating them, Jimmy, I mean, does it, like we all like that stuff to fall right off the bone. Is that what happens?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I don't even have to put my teeth in to enjoy them.
Oh my God.
So you just basically are giving that rib a blowjob.
Pretty much, yeah.
And the meat comes off in your mouth. That's so hot. Oh, that's so hot.
That's what they say, food porn, right?
Right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, a big fatty.
Yes.
Now, you got a grill. I know you grill sometimes. Now,
I do.
Where the hell is that grill? Like, you don't have it out on your porch, do you?
It's
in the carport?
It's in the carport in front of the Ruby Red.
All right. How do you make your ribs?
I take them out of the package and put them on the grill, and they usually burn, and I put barbecue sauce on it, and it burns some more, and then I bring them in and eat them.
Oh, Lordy.
Because I don't do the slow
cooking.
No.
Yeah.
So, because it's just me, and I do. I guess that it's kind of a Vera style.
Oh.
It's just burnt.
Oh.
So,
Put a sauce on them?
Yeah. Yes, I just opened Kraft barbecue sauce and
dump some on.
Slobber it on. I mean, not slobber, but
Big fatty, you should try turning down the temperature a little bit. Maybe them on a little bit.
Yeah. How many burners do you have across your? Or
two.
Two.
I have a very small.
Yeah, mine. Use one, but put them on the other side.
Let's see. That just takes too long.
All that time and preparation.
I don't have the patience for that. Excuse me.
So, Gavin, what about any birthdays?
And wait a minute, before we go to that, the only reason I say that was Vera style is that we have a MIB in the chat room, and we had one last time, and
Yes, it was.
They
Vera.
at the very end they identified themselves as Vera. So I was trying to get a twat out of them, but I
think that was Fig Batty last time.
right.
Who do we have now? We just have plain old Nib.
No. Mr. Mike, that's just disturbing.
Oh, I don't think I'll look. DJ Starsage, you look like you're in the tropics there.
I've been never. I'm in the North Atlantic. This is the Emerald Isle.
Oh, Emerald Isle.
Yes.
Well, it must be warm anyways.
Is that like one of the Bahama Islands?
No, sir. It's Ireland.
Big Mr. Mike, Big Mike, Mr. Mike, actual food porn.
Mr. Mike is not right.
I know. Right? No, birthday.
Right, birthdays.
Hi, DJ.
Hello there. And to answer your question, Toppy, this is the southernmost tip of Ireland, the point that immigrants last saw when they left their homeland.
Oh, that's sad.
It's called
Called
nicknamed the teardrop of Ireland because so many people didn't survive the trip abroad.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Could you imagine this country with all them redheads?
Oh, excuse me.
Tomorrow I have Epiloneus.
Epilui.
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 Excellent.
And
Anybody know if he's still doing a podcast?
He is not.
No.
Okay.
And on Monday, I have three on Monday. Oh no, I have three things on Monday. Of course, it's Memorial Day.
Right.
One.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's also Gambit's birthday.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's also Nessa's birthday.
Oh.
And she I think we're going to closing or something.
Yeah, the day she's hoping to get her keys, I think, Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
For her new house.
I don't understand how you get your keys at closing. How's that work? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I would have thought that too.
And because usually, I mean, you own it now, right?
I think it may depend on the state you're in and how their process works. So I know in California, I had to wait until they had recorded. So like I went to closing, and then the next day I got the keys because they recorded the next day. So
I always stole the keys. That's how.
Oh, there you go.
You gotta steal them keys.
I'm just waiting for the day that they'll take a hair sample in lieu of a signature, because when you go to a closing, your hand's going to fall off by the time you finish signing your name.
Absolutely. No doubt. Absolutely.
Yeah, this is what I've gathered from all you folks that have gone through this. It's like paper after paper after a while. Like, who fucking knows what I'm signing?
Yeah,
you don't.
Let me finish. Birthday.
You don't.
Oh, birthdays.
Yeah.
And on Tuesday, it's Archer's birthday.
Archer.
The original
Archer. Excellent.
Is it his real birthday?
That's his real birthday.
Yes.
Okay.
Not his half-year birthday.
No, that's his fake birthday, because his real one's in October.
No, good call.
Actually, this is his real one, and his fake one is in October, so you have to reverse it.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Big fan.
Is the fake one the anniversary of when he retired?
I don't know.
No, because he had a fake one long before he retired.
Oh, yeah, he had a fake one back when the original podcast.
I don't know. I just know he used to like to celebrate his birthday twice a year.
Yeah. And then on Thursday, we have Casey in Denver.
And his enormous penis.
And his...
Oh, my goodness.
Now, Gavin, since you're not doing any more shows for the summer, shall we just go through June, July, and August also?
Oh God, I'll be here all.
Okay, no, I'm just kidding.
How about we just say everybody during the months of June, July, and August, happy birthday.
Thank you. I'm in August.
Yeah.
By the way, Gavin, I was correct that. Oh, excuse me. It was Brian and Boston's birthday was Wednesday of this past week,
Right.
and Brian and Danbury's was yesterday.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
All right. And also on Sunday is Trucker Alex's birthday.
Trucker Alex.
Trucker Alex.
He gets around.
He does. And it is on Tuesday, it is my Northeast Straight boyfriend's anniversary.
Oh.
Of what?
So, of getting married.
Being
married. Getting married. Right.
Right.
And
there'll be no nookie for him this year since she's pregnant.
Oh.
Right.
Well, he can still have.
He could, or he'll just get to know his hand really well.
Why not?
Well, he can come. He can come to the villa, and
Right. You got all kinds of options for him.
Hello.
Wow.
I've got a special chair he can sit in.
Oh,
right. Yeah.
Aw.
Big Patty's innovative. You'll figure something out.
He can make him pregnant too.
Oh.
Oh my Lord.
Nice.
Well, that's what birthdays I got.
With the August birthday, Toppy, you're lucky that you weren't named Jack Frost.
I don't understand why.
9 months before August.
Oh. I still don't understand that.
You were conceived in December.
Oh God, now I understand. Okay.
Yeah.
The old people.
Jesus Christ, I'm slow.
That man's good looking.
Well, I have to tell you guys, I started a new project or fun hobby. I backed a Kickstarter project a couple years ago, and I just got it a little over 2 weeks ago, and it's a hard cider maker.
Oh,
wow.
And so I've been brewing my own hard cider.
How long does that take?
It varies depending on the recipe and the type of yeast and what you're putting in it, but there's lots of options. But my first one I did was an apple ginger cider.
No.
And it was 13% alcohol.
Ooh.
So it packed a punch.
Wow.
It turned out very dry, which I like.
Yeah.
Good. It very much tasted like apple wine. To give you an idea, it was good. And
Jay?
I'm drinking right now. Oh yeah.
I want to know, like, do you literally start these things with like real live apples?
Yeah. So I'll tell you in a minute here. I'm drinking a pomegranate cider right now that just finished a couple days ago. And right now I have brewing a triple berry one. So the process is you have this machine, and there's no controls on the machine, like not a single switch or button or anything. You plug it in, and then you put an app on your phone, and you control everything through the app on your phone.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Yeah, and you go in and you say, I want to brew some cider, and it tells you, like, what to add. So it says, for example, the ginger apple one that I did first, it, said add this much apple juice, this much sugar, and this much ginger that's diced up. And it weighs it for you. So when it says add this much apple juice, as you're dumping it in, it says you've added this amount, and here's how much you're trying to add. And so it lets you be really careful to measure it out to exact. And it's very precise, like 80.4 ounces of apple juice, and then you add the additional ingredients, and you hit next when you're done. and it walks you through the whole process. You add some yeast, close the machine up, and you can monitor it while it's going. My pomegranate or my triple berry that is fermenting right now, I just checked it a little bit ago, and it says it's at 0.5% alcohol content, and it's like 5 or 6% done. So,
all right, but I mean,
yeah.
these juices, the pomegranate and the apple, are you getting them from real apples and real pomegranates?
Yeah, some of the recipes, the apple juice and ginger one was just using apple juice and chunks of ginger. The pomegranate one was juice only, and then the berry one that I'm making right now is raspberry, blackberries, and blueberries that are frozen, and water and sugar and yeast. And so we'll see. This is the first one that I've tried that doesn't have a juice base.
What kind of a yeast do you use?
They're wine yeasts.
Wine yeast.
It's a Premier Cuvée, Premier Rouge, and Premier Blanc are the names of the yeasts.
It's
from all this throughout your house, like while it's cooking.
No, the machine, it's like got a magnetic door on the front, and the pitcher sits inside, and then the machine lid, when it closes, it puts a little pressure valve over the top of the pitcher.
Oh, okay.
To allow the air pressure to, when you're brewing something, I guess that's how it takes the measurement based on the amount of bubbling it's doing or the pressure inside. So you don't really get any smell from it. It must release little bits of air every now and then as it bubbles, but
I do that.
It's fairly small. Well, yeah.
What is this called?
This thing is called Alchema or Alchema, ALCHEMA.
Oh.
They've got a website, alchema.com. And it's a hard cider maker.
Hard. That has you written all over it.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I backed it almost 2 years ago on Kickstarter when I saw it. I was like, I'm in.
That sounds awesome. Jay, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Okay, so I am not a fan of sweet hard ciders. I figure that if I want a apple drink that's sweet, I'm going to have apple juice, not cider.
Right.
But so many of these ciders that are available here in the States are all just apple juice that are a little bit tangy. How do you control whether your cider turns out sweet or dry?
Good question.
So that's a great question. And actually, I'm not I think our show was done before you came on the scene, DJ, or maybe close. But we talked about cider a lot, and Melissa and I are both fans of really, really dry cider. The drier, the better.
Yes.
And so many of them are just garbage, like syrupy stuff. So I was very wary of this machine because I thought, gosh, if they're making cider to, make the masses happy, it's probably going to be really sweet. It is not. Their ciders are pretty dry. So by default, but they have a create your own cider button in the app, and you can hit the button, and then it asks you, like, what do you want your cider to be composed of? Do you want it to have juice in it, or fresh fruit, or frozen fruit? And how dry or sweet do you want it to be? And it will tell you how much fruit to add, and how much juice, and how much sugar, so that you get the dryness that you want. And so far, the ones that I've tried, this pomegranate cider, it's a 8.6% alcohol, so it's a little higher than most, but it's incredibly dry. And the apple one was at 13%. That yeast had to work hard to get it up to that percentage of alcohol. So it was incredibly dry as well.
Nice.
So
some of the
they're
nicest
very good.
some of the nicest hard ciders that I've had aren't available here. They were when I went to Ireland the other year, and it was sad when I came back and couldn't find them.
Oh yeah, some of the best are the traditional hard English ciders. Like one of my all-time favorites is Blackthorn, which is a traditional, really long time.
Yeah, the one I liked over there.
It's a neat looking machine.
Yeah, it looks like the.
You have to strain that stuff.
It looks like the Google thing.
It's a what?
You have to strain it once it's done. Like
strain.
Sorry, Gavin, you're breaking up. I couldn't hear you.
You have to strain it once it's done.
You don't. You pretty much pour it from the pitcher. It's got a little built-in strainer. You may still get some sediment or chunks. But the lid has a kind of it pours through a hole that has like a plastic little spacer in there.
Oh, okay.
To keep big chunks from coming through.
Okay.
Whenever I think of homebrew stuff, I always think of that episode of Three's Company when Mr. Roper made beer through Mrs. Roper's stockings.
Oh. Golly. Now, how much does it yield? Like one bag.
They say that you can get as much as 3 wine bottles from it.
Wow.
But it's not. My experience has been that it's closer to like 2 or 2.5, because depending on the recipe, you may have like the first recipe had a lot of ginger in it, so of course that gets filtered out when you're done. You don't pour that in the bottles. So, and I've been putting it in 16-ounce or pint bottles that have the little clamp tops, like the metal wire thing on the top that you just snap down so they seal.
Well,
it yields quite a bit, and you can order extra pitchers. When I backed it, I ordered an extra pitcher, but they haven't shipped that yet. They wanted to fulfill all their orders first, and then they're going to start producing the extra pieces that you could order. And I ordered an extra pitcher because it ferments in the machine and it tells you when it's ready, and then it tells you to put it in the refrigerator so that the yeast can die and it can settle, and that's usually about 5 days.
Oh, okay.
So from beginning to end, like it could be up to 5 days. It took
5 days in the fridge, and then it really depends on the temperature that it ferments at, on how many days it takes for the cider to be ready. They tell you, like the current one I started said it only took 2 days, but it said it did that at 81 degrees average, and 81 degrees is the very upper end of they give you a range that says like 57 to 81 degrees is the range you want to keep it in, and at 81 degrees it only took 2 days. But mine, this afternoon when I checked it, it was like 73.8 degrees. So it's, and it's pretty neutral weather right now. We had some rain yesterday, and it's not very warm outside, so the temperature isn't getting that high on it. So it's probably going to take, I would guess, 3 or 4 days.
Listen, I'm just gonna go to the store. I'm just gonna go to the store and buy some. I'm not gonna do this.
How about that, Matt?
Yeah. No, I mean, I can.
Sounds good for people that really like
buying cider, and I love cider, but this is really fun. I'm enjoying trying different ones, and making them yourself is pretty satisfying.
Well, Jay, if I lived in the woods, I'd be over all the time.
I can't imagine though. I mean, a lot of the flavors you're talking about that you're making, you can't really buy in a store. So I mean, for you, that's wonderful because you can make exactly what you want.
Yeah,
what I mean?
and I haven't tried any of the create your own, because they have a whole list of ones that sound fantastic. They have a pineapple strawberry one that I want to try.
Oh.
They have a ginger peach, which sounds really good to me too. So that a lot of the flavors are
They have a strawberry.
interesting.
They have a strawberry kiwi.
Do they have savory?
No, I mean they're all hard cider, so they're all fruit based, right?
Okay.
You mean like a garlic and onion cider?
Well, no, but I mean, like
hops.
Sometimes you could put like rosemary or something like that into.
Well,
fruit.
The only one I've ever tried that had a savory was I tried a pineapple mint, and it is literally the only cider I have ever dumped down the sink.
Okay.
Because I thought there was a possibility that it could be good, because I'm like, I like mint, I like pineapple. They said it was dry, and in the description, and I opened it, and I kid you not, it was like drinking pineapple syrup with a shit ton of mint in it, and it was so minty that it was like almost a vomit reaction as soon as it hit my throat. It was disgusting.
We call that a Catholic blowjob.
Yeah, Martin and I both tried it, and I was like, you like, because he tends to like sweeter, and he was like, that is disgusting. It's like, yep, down the sink, like. Ugh.
Now, Jay, in theory, I'm just wondering, because, Big Fatty was asking about savory. Couldn't you, in theory, buy some of the mulling spices that they use in crock pots for during the holidays and put that in your cider, make it savory?
Yeah, no, they have some interesting ones. They have a fig bay leaf one that I would like to try.
Yeah.
And that one is, they recommend that one as a winter one. And part of the reason is that I think the upper range on the temperature is like 76 or 77 degrees. So some of these, like here in the summer, it's hard to keep it from getting over that. My first one that I did, the ginger apple, I kept getting temperature alerts that it was outside of the recommended temperature range, which topped out at 79 degrees. And it was pushing up to the 81, 82 degree range.
So I take it the machine does not have any heating or cooling elements to keep it up?
No, and it's fascinating because that is literally like I have an email that I started the other day, but I need to take some time to put it together. But I was going to say, like, based on what I've done so far in working with the machine, one of my recommendations to them would be that in a second version, I bought a little mini fridge that you plug in the car that was like $42, right, on Amazon.
Right.
I don't think it would cost them much to add a heating or cooling element where they could circulate some warm or cool air inside to keep it right in the range they want, because it would help a lot if you, like my cider right now that's supposed to take 2 days at 81 degrees, if that's how they tested it, and if they want me to taste it the way they plan it to be, it'd be great if the machine would keep it in that, maybe 80 to 82 degree range. And it would help the recipes be more consistent.
Wow.
So, but I'm hoping they'll be around for a while, and maybe they'll do a second version down the road if they're successful.
A couple years back, a lot of people were into like home brewing beers. So I can't imagine if this got around that people wouldn't be interested in it, because it actually sounds a lot easier than home brewing beer.
It is. I mean, they've really made the process easy because they've taken so much of the guesswork out of it. The app does the heavy lifting for you, so to speak, and it's like just dump all the stuff in that you need, and the machine tells you, or the app. I get an alert on my phone like, hey, it's done. Take it out, put it in the fridge, and then I get an alert. The other day I was at work and it gave me the alert, and I called Martin and said, take the cider out of the machine, throw it in the fridge. Like, I'm gonna want it next week when it's done.
No, so it's not actually a machine because there's no heating or cooling element. It's just like a vacuum. Like
it's monitoring.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got sensors in it, and it's got a light on the outside that they have interesting things on it, like the little insignia on the top pulses. And Martin said it pulses faster, like it dims and then brightens back and forth. And the closer it gets, the higher the percentage it gets to being fully done, the less it pulses. So when it's close to 100%, the light just comes on steady.
Big Fatty.
Yes.
Do you suppose that if there was a way that you would brew your own gin, right in your home,
distill your own?
No. I'm too fucking
You'll just
lazy.
buy the Tanqueray pen,
right? But actually, I was my house guest last evening brought me another bottle of Tanqueray 10. So
you keep lucking out. I need to have better house guests that
And
bring
who-
these bottles
do.
of alcohol.
Tell us who your house guest was.
it was a haunt cub.
Oh, yeah.
I think you cut out for me there, Han Cub.
Holy smokes, Mr.
Jay's-
Mike.
Oh, shit.
Jay's a good guy. He knows how to keep Big Fatty happy.
We had a lovely dinner last night, and then went out to Dudley Do Rights, and then he was off to Greenville today to meet up with some mutual friends up there for the rest of the Memorial Day weekend before heading back to Delaware.
Yeah, fun. So Big Fatty,
and I'm not going to
how's
grow
it
my
going?
own limes either. Ed.
No.
Anyway, what?
How's it going at the new bar you've been going to? Because is that the one that everybody can smoke in? Are you still going?
No,
to that same one?
Oh God, no, we're never going back to that one again.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to go back to a bar that you can smoke in. It brought back. Sorry, Jim and Gavin.
No, that's fine.
But oh my God, it brought back horrible memories of the original days in the Patrick's Pub on Lawn.com. But awful.
I think Jim and I agree with you. Honestly, I enjoy going to a bar that there's no smoking in. I would feel weird being in a bar that you can. I
honestly did not realize that there were places in Charleston that you could still smoke in the bar.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I wonder how they do that.
Well, it's probably a donut hole between municipalities and the county and all this kind of stuff.
It's a contract with Satan.
It's a contract with Satan. That's what it is. But no, the other new bar we go to, we've kind of we're showing our age, because the other new bar that it's presented as, well, they get a mixed crowd. It ain't mixed until we walk in there. So, but they have live music, and one of the reasons we go out is to talk to each other. And when there's a band, you can't have a conversation.
Can't hear anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway,
so
we're going back to Dudley Do Rights tonight.
Oh, okay.
And we have to deal with a drag show at 10 o'clock.
Well, by 10 o'clock, you guys are out, pretty much close to out the door.
Almost done anyway, right?
He just grabs the moo from the trunk.
Right. Granny and Durwood stay longer than I do, but
okay.
Yeah.
Well, at least Dudley Do Rights is familiar, and it's comfortable.
The problem with it is when we went last night, the place filled up with straight women, and
yes, please straight.
I guess let's be nice to everyone, but come on, this is the only gay bar in town.
Oh, is it your only one?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's too bad.
I get the idea that straight women, if they're having a girls' night out and they don't want to be harassed, it's great to go to a gay bar because nobody's going to bother you. But you know what? It's so annoying for us. especially when you're all loud and.
Well, right. We're not harassing them, but they're harassing us.
Harassing, yeah, you by destroying the ambiance.
Nothing.
And I mean, that sounds terrible to say that, but it's
nothing
just,
destroys
it's
out. But
no, it's
like
a tough one.
Tower.
It's a tough one. One of the last time, I mean, it's been several years ago when I went out with Luke and Roman here, and we went to the one of the local gay bars because there's a group of them, like 4 or 5, 5 or 6 of them, I guess, in this little like 2-block kind of area,
right?
And we went to one called the Merc or the Mercantile. They're known for making really, really stiff drinks, like heavy pours. They're wonderful. And we were in there, like we'd sat down, we were starting on our drink, and all of a sudden you hear, a group of, I don't remember if it was maybe 8 to 10, like really probably
loud.
tipsy, loud, and young, like bachelorette party. And
yes,
all 3 of us were like, oh, eye roll, right? Because they came in, of course they sat at the table right behind us, and they drowned out probably everybody.
And they probably had on too much cologne also, and it's like, oh my god.
It was, I mean, it was hard. I don't remember that there was an issue with perfume, or whatever, but it was just the noise. Like we couldn't continue talking hardly because they were like, oh my god, like girls, and like, they were having a good time. And the hard part is I don't begrudge anybody having a good time, right? I'm the drunk guy. I'm obnoxious and talk a lot, especially when I'm drunk. And I like to have a good time, but it's like, do you have to involve everybody in the whole bar? Like, can you take it down a notch and not disturb everybody? And it's hard. Like I don't want them not to have a good time and not enjoy themselves, but it was obnoxious.
We used to call them the woo girls.
The who?
Because woo,
woo, yeah.
Yep.
So anyway,
they should ask them to dress as drag kings if they're going to have their bachelorette party.
There you go.
There's some hot drag kings. Is all I gotta say.
Yeah, they're sure.
I think they need to kick RuPaul off TV and put a drag king show on.
So I don't know. I'm not familiar with the drag king. I've heard the terminology, but I'm not familiar with what goes on. So tell me about drag kings.
It's just the reverse.
Yeah, it's women.
So it's women dressing up as men.
As men, and they're some of them. You're just kind of like, God damn, you're hot.
Okay.
I find that most cute guys that I see going out and about end up being women when they turn around.
There you go.
I guess it depends on what kind of guys you like. So,
well, I
tend to like them a little bigger and furrier. So, I don't know that many women would fit that bill. Although you never know, right?
My husband's half a head shorter than me.
Your husband what?
My husband's half a head shorter than me.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting you are tall. For some reason, I've always pictured you to be short, but then I see you in pictures, and I realize you are not.
Yes, Jay and Toppy can both attest. I don't have to wear heels.
But imagine if you did.
Not this Jay. The other Jay.
Right.
Well, speaking of Dudley Do Rights, I need to go get my share and get on over there. So
you better.
Fun.
Y'all have a lovely rest of the show.
All right.
All right, Patty, where can we find your applicable link?
Well, my applicable links will be entertaining Dr. Stone here at the Villa starting on Tuesday, and then I'll be at Disney World starting on Thursday, so you can find me there.
Oh, you won't have to worry about him using your toilet paper,
right?
So.
Oh my God, Dr. Stone's going to be a handful. I just know it.
Oh, he's
going to be feisty.
He is the worst house guest.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's why you keep inviting him back.
Well, yeah, I'm giving him one more chance. One more chance. All right.
Well, that's excellent.
Okay. DJ Star Sage, where can we find you?
Well, you can find The Faraway Nearby and the entire Univaz family of shows, including Chubb's Gone Wild, starting next month in June, Mondays at 7 p.m. at univazpods.net.
Okay.
And Blind Guy Jay, where can we find your stuff?
J.R. Harris 2 on Facebook. That's pretty much all I got going now.
And Jim, can we find you?
#1 Funky Homo on Twitter.
Number 1.
And Toppy, where can we find you?
Well, thesmellcast.com. Why don't you go over there? Hey.
Put your feet up.
And you can find all my applicable links at pokinit1.blogspot.com.
But not until September, right?
Well, you can find this one.
Oh, okay.
After that, it won't be until September.
So is New Orleans going to be the return of your show for the season?
Probably.
No. Excellent.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I might come back to be prior to that. I don't know. What are the dates of that? No, that's in the middle of the month.
That's
the 24th would be the
24th. Yeah, the 24th and the 26th.
Well, if you want to keep an American tradition, if you go out on Memorial Day, you got to come back on Labor Day.
There you go.
Oh, by the way, do you have your white shoes on, Toppy?
I don't got no white shoes.
Well, that's what you're supposed to. It's summer. You can wear them now before Labor Day.
Oh, all right.
After Memorial Day, though, right?
Oh, say again?
Oh, I said after Memorial Day, though?
Yeah.
No, after Labor Day, you can't wear them.
Right.
But you can start at Memorial Day.
Which is Monday.
Which isn't quite, yeah.
Right.
So you have 2 days to get a pair, Toppy.
Right.
All right. I'll look.
Toppy had to drop a subscription to Oprah's magazine. He's not up on fashion.
Not really.
Well, he wouldn't read it. He'd just stack it in the mail on the table with 6 months of other mail. So.
Right.
Lines, thick and beds.
Yeah.
All right. Are we doing an after show?
I don't know. That's up to you.
I'm not. Bye, everybody.
I gotta go.
Bye, Big Fatty.
I need
say hi to Granny and Durwood.
Okay, so apparently we're not.
Durwood.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining the room.
Good night, everybody.
Have a good summer, everybody.
Have a great bye.
Enjoy. I'll be listening to the June event. So
there you go.
Excellent.
Be alone each and every night. While you're away, don't forget to write. Bye bye, so long, farewell. Bye bye, so long, so long. See you in September. See you when the summer's through.
That's all, folks.
That's sad. Oh, it's kind of sad. All right.
Oh, should I do the regular close?
Yeah,
All right.
please do the regular close.
You got to.
In olden days, a glimpse of stocking was the thought of something shocking, but now God knows anything goes. Good authors too, who once knew better words, now only.
I feel better now.
Okay, good.
Yeah, everything's right with the world.
Yep.
Take your Metamucil.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Bye.